Bangalore shaken. Shocking mob violence provoked by a Facebook post. Vehicles burnt, police station vandalized. Is the PFI responsible for the violence? First Delhi, now Bengaluru. Is there a conspiracy to burn India? That's our top focus on India First.
Is there a connection between Delhi riots and the Bengaluru riots? Muzammil Pasha of the SDPI arrested in connection with the Bengaluru riots. Remember, SDPI is the political wing of the controversial Islamic organization, the Popular Front of India. The PFI is being probed in connection with the Delhi riots. I'm Gaurav Sawant. We will get you the inside story. Let's get started with the headlines on India First. Sushant Singh Rajput's diary accessed. The actor had elaborate plans for 2020 aimed at a Hollywood debut. NCP chief Sharad Pawar slams the hype around the case, says nobody talks when farmers die. Enforcement Directorate to initiate a probe into alleged money laundering racket linked to a Chinese firm, the role of bank officials and thousands of crores in illegal funds under the scanner. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch a new transparent taxation platform tomorrow in a bid to ease compliance and expedite refunds. Finance Minister, trade associations to attend the virtual event. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden selects Indian American Senator Kamala Harris to run for vice president's post. Donald Trump claims he's surprised by the pick. And the birth of Yogeshwar Sri Krishna being celebrated across the country. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, many temples live stream Janmashtami celebrations. Our top focus story on the broadcast: Bengaluru witnessed its worst night in over 2 decades on Tuesday. Now, these were riots triggered by a social media post. A violent mob went on the rampage in the city. Rioters set a local MLA, a Dalit Congress MLA's house on fire. They vandalized a police station and torched several vehicles in the city. Bengaluru has been described as a melting pot of multiple cultures. It's now been scarred by communal violence. And the question is, was this part of an agenda?
Smoldering, smashed, torched and wrecked. Bengaluru's worst night in a quarter century. That's how social media paved the mob's way in India's tech hub. A derogatory Facebook post by a close relative of a Congress MLA ran street riots. Slogan-shouting crowds swelled in a matter of minutes. Charging at the home of legislator Akhand Srinivasamurthy and a police station in the city's DJ Halli and KJ Halli neighborhoods. A trail of destruction left in its wake. Neighborhoods in ruins.
Police basically initially could not do anything as such. They struggled, and that's one of the reasons why senior officers came to the spot. The commissioner was here. He was also attacked. All the DCPs, Deputy Commissioner of Police, IPS officers were also at the spot. They had to request members of the community, senior leaders, to come and request people to actually stay calm, but that did not happen. The violence went on till late in the night, forcing the police to resort to lathi charge in some cases, to lobbing tear gas shells and also bullets. That was the situation.
Police opened fire, at least 3 people died, and 60 police personnel were injured in this dangerous confrontation.
रात में क्या हुआ बोले तो जैसा कि यहाँ पर पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट सब खड़ा था तो हमारे वकील वगैरह सब मार रहे थे तो from the police it is no fault, from the public it is a fault.
The man who allegedly issued the derogatory Facebook post, Naveen, is under arrest. And so is Muzammil Pasha, a leader of the Social Democratic Party of India, for allegedly fomenting these riots.
Muzammil Pasha is Bangalore District Secretary. He had been there to give a complaint to the police station with the team. We are not able to understand how a person who was a complainant was in the station, being framed in the issue that he is a kingpin of this.
Is it a political conspiracy?
Yes, 100% it is a political conspiracy.
In all, at least 110 people have been taken into custody as of now.
We have arrested 110 people. They would be produced before the court. Even the person who was involved in the other case, in the initial case, has also been secured.
India Today's Nolan Pinto also suffered injuries in the violence.
When I came here last night, this particular bus was on fire. That was around 12 o'clock or 1 in the morning. This bus was on fire. The fire and emergency personnel were struggling to douse the flames. I need to mention about the fire and emergency personnel as well. They were not allowed to bring their vehicles to the spot. The mob, the rioters did not allow them. While the police station inside the vehicles were being burned and was burning, the fire force personnel could not come here.
Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has described the violence as unprecedented in 25 years.
From last 20 years, such things have not happened in Bangalore or anywhere in the state.
True, sir.
These things happened and we have taken a very severe steps, and culprits will be treated properly.
A disturbing sight in India's garden city and IT hub. Struggling with the pandemic and reeling in the aftermath of a violent night. With Nolan Pinto and Nagarjun Dwarkanath in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today. Hours after the riots in Bengaluru, the police arrested Muzammil Pasha, a leader of the Social Democratic Party of India, or SDPI, on charges of rioting and inciting the mob. According to officials of the Bengaluru police, Pasha and some other SDPI members were seen at the scene of the violence, initially addressing and then allegedly inciting the gathering. More than 60 police personnel were injured and over 200 vehicles set on fire by a mob of a particular community, according to the police.
Yesterday night's incident is very unfortunate. Just I have visited this police station and I have assessed a lot of damages that took place yesterday's night's disturbance. And this also, though, so we are assessing all those losses of our yesterday's bad incident.
The Karnataka police are also probing whether the violence was planned. Hours after an objectionable post on social media, a large mob assembled at the residence of the Pulakeshi Nagar Congress MLA Akhand Srinivasamurthy, a Dalit, and vandalized that place. A mob also assembled at the KJ Halli police station and not only vandalized it but also prevented reinforcements from reaching the police station. The police suspect some amount of planning definitely went into the violence.
सुबह जो अरेस्ट हुई हैं उसमें एसडीपीआई के कुछ कार्यकर्ताओं को अरेस्ट किया गया है और कर्नाटका में कांग्रेस का और एसडीपीआई का गठजोड़ भी रहा है। तो क्या कहीं ना कहीं कांग्रेस आज उन ताकतों के साथ खड़ी है जो टेरर के साथ खड़े हैं, देश में आतंक का माहौल बनाना चाहते हैं? ये बड़ा सवाल उठता है।
ये बीजेपी हुकूमत को सेटिस्फैक्शन करने के लिए इस काम किए है, ये सही नहीं, एक काकी का वर्दी का खिलाफ है। अगर मैं आपको चैलेंज करता हूं, अगर मुजम्मिल पाशा कौन सा गलती किया है, कोई आपको उसको पत्थरबार किया हुआ है और डिफेमेटरी बात किया या प्रोवोकेटिव बात किया है, ऐसा कुछ सबूत रहा तो आप सबूत पेश कीजिए।
The Karnataka state BJP sees this as a fight for a community vote bank. This is an area where there is a considerable minority vote bank, and the SDPI, the political wing of the controversial Islamic organization Popular Front of India, has been trying to make inroads in the area where the Congress holds considerable sway.
आग लगा के बाद 200-300 व्हीकल डैमेज कर दिए, एमएलए घर भी डैमेज कर दिया है। दंगा करने का प्लान करके वे लोग आए हैं, विल टेक सीरियस एक्शन।
The SDPI was in the eye of a storm even in January 2020 when the Karnataka police arrested several SDPI activists for inciting violence during the Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act protests. In fact, in February 2020, even Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan had hit out at the SDPI for trying to incite violence during the anti-CAA protests.
SDPIയെ പോലുള്ള ചില തീവ്രവാദ സംഘങ്ങൾ ഇത്തരം പ്രശ്നങ്ങളിൽ ഇടപെട്ട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ വഴിതിരിച്ചു വിടാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമായി ചില അക്രമ സംഭവങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. ചിലയിടത്ത് ജനങ്ങളെ ഭിന്നിപ്പിക്കാനുള്ള നടപടികളും സ്വീകരിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
The Karnataka police are currently hunting for 3 other SDPI leaders and activists allegedly on the run after the rioting in Bengaluru city.
SDPI is under the scanner, not just for its alleged involvement in riots in Bengaluru, it's also facing investigation for riots and anti-CAA protests in Delhi and in Kerala. But the bigger concern for intelligence agencies and security forces is to find out whether riots in Delhi and Bengaluru were orchestrated, planned, and if there is a wider malicious agenda behind this violence. With Nolan Pinto in Bengaluru and cameraman Kripal Singh in Delhi, Gaurav Sawant for India Today. And that's the bigger concern. Is there a wider, more malicious agenda to burn India? First Delhi, now Bengaluru, and the question remains, which city, which state next? Sudesh Verma of the BJP joins me on the broadcast. I also have Atikur Rahman, a respected student of Islamic studies, with me on the broadcast. Vikram Singh is former Director General of the Police, who joins us on the show. But Atikur Rahman, I want to begin by asking you, sir, is this, in your opinion, a blatant show of strength by some? That they resort to rioting, they resort to attacking the police, burning down a police station, burning cars, attacking a Dalit leader's house by people like Muzammil Pasha and his supporters. Even if something is written which they don't agree with, why do they not approach either the police or courts of law?
Gaurav, under no circumstances violence can be, accepted in any civil society. Herein, what the things are, to me, firstly, the Congress leader claims that his account was hacked. So as a first, glimpse, wherein inquiry is needed, is who hacked this account. He should be directly, held responsible for this violence. Because unless and until the facts are very much clear, whether the account was hacked or not, the things won't be clear. We are at a very initial stage, Gaurav. It's very simple for me to support SDPI. It's very simple for the BJP to blame us or anybody else. But as you said, what next city, which next city is awaiting such kind of violence? We should prevent this under any circumstances. We are a civil society, Gaurav. How can you expect
what
me,
justifies SDPI, Atikur Rahman, what justifies What justifies? No, sir. What justifies these people going out on the streets, burning police stations, burning cars, stopping reinforcements? Why should the strictest possible action not be taken against them for burning my country?
Strict, and the most strict action is
Sudesh
awaiting
Verma,
them.
the
There
BJP
is
stands
no question
accused.
for that.
Oh, I sincerely hope so. I sincerely hope so. The BJP stands accused, Sudesh Verma, of politicizing the issue. A Dalit leader's house was targeted. The mob, it seems, it is alleged, was allowed to run riot.
Why it is alleged? It happened in front of everybody. Why Mr. Atikur Rahman thinks that the BJP is blaming him? Hold on, I did not interfere. Please don't raise your voice. Listen to what I have to say.
Very simply,
Please,
you
don't do this.
One by one. Gentlemen, one by one. One by one.
For a debate or you want to heckle me?
Who are blaming the
Try your
SDPI
turn. No, you have spoken.
and all
Gentlemen, one by one.
Don't turn it into a dirty debate between you and me. Let me put our point across. Mr.
One by
Atikur
one.
Rahman, we
One
have
by
not
one.
blamed you. We have not blamed the minority community. But people in Bangalore saw who were the people who came out, 3,000 people in a mob in a short time, were running riot for 3 hours. Why did it happen 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock? Police DCP was put in a camp, in a room. You know, he was arrested by the crowd, and the crowd went berserk. And you are here to defend. Even if somebody posted, say,
Well, that reflects very poorly on the DGP.
No, not at all. You see, Gaurav, please try to understand. Bangalore has never witnessed such kind of violence. And it happened because of politicking within the Congress. Congress used to get support of the PFI and the SDPI. And you know, this is the fight for political turf. And everybody knows in Bangalore. You have sent your reporter, ask him, he'll give you the fact. The fact remains that why not a condemnation from Congress of those who indulge in such violence for the minority community? For 24 hours, they did not even protect their MLA, whose house was put on fire. The members came out.
Let me bring in Vikram Singh.
It was providence that the family members came out unhurt. Otherwise, imagine what would have happened. And
Mr.
Congress
Vikram Singh, is this some kind of power projection? Sir, pravachan nahi. Let's please have short sentences where everybody can convey their point. Vikram Singh, is this some kind of power projection by the SDPI or PFI? What explains the targeting of a police station and burning of police vehicles?
Mr. Gaurav Sawant, I have no illusion in my mind and I have no doubt. And I would advise my political friends and you, Mr. Sawant, make no mistake about it. It is an attempt to identify oneself and make one's presence felt, not only in Delhi, but in Bengaluru, which has not seen a single disturbance in the last 29 years. This disturbance, targeting of police stations, 3 police personnel being injured, including an additional police commissioner, also torching of more than 200 vehicles, and this kind of vandalism is unprecedented in Bengaluru. What happened in Delhi was a nightmare and a tragedy, and they're trying to replicate this tragedy in Bangalore. I do hope that you come down with an iron fist, and my advice to Bengaluru police would be invoke NSA against the top 12 leaders, confiscate the movable and immovable property, recover the cost of writing from them. Politics is not my passion, and I would expect that please view this as a law and order problem and not as a political problem.
Atikur Rahman, PFI, SDPI, their role should be investigated, be it Delhi riots, as Mr. Vikram Singh very rightly points out, or Bengaluru. What are the names that are cropping up? Danish, Ilyas, both members of the Popular Front of India. That's what the Delhi police say. Former Aam Aadmi Party leader Tahir Hussain, he says he met Umar Khalid at PFI office. What does this indicate? What does this indicate, the link between PFI and SDPI? Sudesh Verma, you want to take this question as we re-establish that link with Atikur Rahman. Sudesh Verma.
Of course, PFI's political wing is SDPI. Everybody knows. There was a demand from Kerala government, ban PFI. PFI is reincarnation of SIMI. Everybody knows SIMI was banned by us. The court annulled it, and again the court agreed for the ban. SIMI is banned. So they reconverted themselves into PFI. PFI is trying to foment trouble all across the country. Anti-India forces trying to gang up and create a wedge between Hindus and Muslims through this communal polarization. This is what they want to achieve. They can't see the communities together. So they want to divide this country. This is what's happening. And the truth will come out. I entirely agree, and the government has said also the cost of this rioting will be recovered by those who are caught. A proper investigation will happen and the culprits will be punished.
Mr. Vikram Singh, do you see a link between the Delhi riots and the Bengaluru riots, especially the SDPI-PFI link? Is this a test case? What we saw in Delhi, sir, what we are seeing in Bengaluru, and I dare say, and with a lot of apprehension, are other cities and states, could they also burn if not checked? Was this a test case?
Correct observation, Mr. Sawant. My advice to IB and other intelligence agencies would be that there are sinister commonalities between the Delhi rioting and the Bengaluru rioting, the orchestration, the mobilization, and the use of the social media in the collection of crowds, and then attacking the police primarily. Vandalism, as also, as you saw, the collection of brickbats, Molotov cocktails, the catapults, and other projectiles in Delhi. You had almost a similar modus operandi in Bengaluru, an attack on the police, the use of the social media. I do hope that this is not a dry run, and if it is, you have to come down like a ton of bricks and all the mischief makers and give a no-nonsense, unambiguous message that this is the last time you're going on a misadventure, and if you try these monkey tricks again, you will get the run for your money.
Oh, absolutely. And if I may, I want to ask you, because Delhi and Bengaluru, Mr. Vikram Singh, maybe BJP ruled or administered states, but Kerala is not. Kerala has a left government, and in February, you just heard Pinarayi Vijayan also hit out at SDPI for trying to politicize the CAA protests. He too was apprehensive about this violence. So this needs to be looked at dispassionately, not through political lens, and perhaps SDPI and PFI need to be investigated in the right earnest.
Absolutely. We need to go into the broadest details of how ISI has been funding them. And once you have the ISI funding, as was the case that in the case of Delhi riots, 125 crores are being investigated in respect of SDPI and the PFI. That investigation is still on by the ED and the NIA, as also if the ISI is there, and then you have other international organizations feeding and funding, then if this be the case, then ISIS is also not far behind. Therefore, it is a larger game plan. Also, the Arabization of our Indian Muslim brothers, which I am sure they will reject straight away, because our Muslim brethren belong to India and they will have no dealings with anyone who is anti-national. I'm sure of that. But let the youth at least let us make attempts that they are not radicalized. Let us take pains to ensure that the malicious influence of the ISI does not reach them. There has to be a perfect roadmap and an action plan to ensure that such ugly incidents do not recur in times to come.
Fair enough. Let's sincerely hope, Sudesh Verma, that your party takes the strictest possible action against the perpetrators of riots in Delhi and the riots in Bengaluru, and ensure that these riots are not repeated elsewhere in our great country. But before I let you all go, I want to leave you with images of the Tri-Services band that came together to laud the Corona warriors. Take a look. This is a part of Independence Day celebrations marked by special musical performances by bands of the Indian Army, the Navy and the Air Force at Delhi's India Gate. Enjoy this musical performance by the Tri-Services band at India Gate.